And sometimes we just have to step back, because if we're not in our hearts and well, how can we share energy with someone else? So it's a great, kind of a thing to help just get us back on track again if we're off, and if not, keep us on track if we already are. All right, so there's going to be a Thanksgiving potluck, which is always fun. We love Unity potlucks. Everyone has such good cooks and such good food. So that's going to be the November 23rd, and there will be signups in the ticket booth, so we don't have 15 desserts and nothing else. And then Unity's Pet Ministry. This is something we've had for a long time, but the two Sherrys, Sherry and Sherry, have gotten together, and they're working with a company called Together Forever. Together Forever. And it's to help, there's pets and there's people actually, as we know, that need help. And so this is a collection of numerous goodies, things like collars, leashes, dog treats, water, deodorant, toothbrushes and toothpaste, and lots of other things. And they're going to actually make bags. There's going to be some people stuff there too, and they're going to go and help those in need. So, be generous. There's a table out there right now to put your things on. I guess this is going to go all the way through the end of the year. So you have plenty of time to start sharing. It's the season of giving coming up. So open your hearts for our beloved pets and their owners. And Arlene will be having tomorrow at 3 p.m. Going to meet for fall cleanup around Unity, because it's time to get our building all beautified for the holidays to come. And now it'll be Terry. She's going to do our meditation and prayer this morning.
Good morning, Unity of Omaha. That was Kathy Bratberg, if you don't know her. She's on your board of trustees. Yeah. And I'm Terry Myers. I'm one of your meditation lead members. And I will lead, but I want to start with a story, which is kind of funny in parts, but to set up this meditation, but kind of not. So 7 weeks ago, when I was on my drive here to Unity to participate in the 9 o'clock meditation that we have, a lady ran a red light and T-boned my car, which totaled it. Now, there's good news and bad news, right? So we all walked away from that crash. But as I saw her coming to hit me, because I knew it was going to happen, I slammed on the brakes and I held on tight, and I just screamed, okay, it's not the F word. So I screamed no, right? And I ended up in the in the left turn lane of the oncoming traffic. But thank goodness it was 8:45 in the morning and a beautiful day, and there was hardly anybody out there. So when I stopped in that lane, of course the airbags went off and I hit my head on the airbag. And I thought to myself, whose fault was that? Because I have to say that I wasn't totally mindful of what I was doing as I was driving, as is sometimes the case. And I don't know if that's the way you drive sometimes, but and I don't know whether at that point, I didn't know whether I ran the red light or she ran the red light. Thankfully, miracles abound. And there was a witness to it who was riding his bicycle, and he came over and checked on me and make sure I was okay. And then I hear this voice, and it says, and it was a woman's voice, and she said, "We have detected that you've been in a car crash. Would you like me to send the police?" And I thought to myself, okay, this is like a miracle, because I don't have OnStar, that subscription that you have that calls the authorities and stuff. That I let that expire, and so it was like, what? And I'm thinking, what? Who's that voice? Is it God? I really did think that. Is it God? And so she had to repeat it. We've detected you've been in a crash. Do you want me to call the police? And I said, yeah, I've been in a crash. And she said, well, where are you? And I was stunned like the little bird who hit the window, flying and hit the window, and I was stunned, and I looked around, and it's a route I take every week to come here. And I said, I don't know. And she said, well, GPS puts you at 144th and Ford. And I looked around, I said, yeah, there's Casey's, there's the dentist. Yeah, that's where I am. I thought I might have been in heaven at first. I was like, what? So anyway, we got that all settled. And come to find out later on, and you talk about divine, divinely timed and everything. It was the Apple Watch that I'd gotten only 2 weeks before, but I'd been thinking about for 2 years. My Apple Watch talked to my phone, which called 911, and then her voice came booming over my radio, my speakers in my car. And at the same time, it notified my 2 contacts, emergency contacts, and sent them a text and gave them a map of where I was. So you talk about technology, Kathy. I mean, that's the best. So guess who is getting some Apple Watches for Christmas, So anyway, I have to say, so I want this meditation to be about mindfulness and support, because I had a lot of support that day. I knew that miracles were happening all around me, because there was a bicyclist, like I said. He came over and he was with me, standing in not too much traffic, but he was standing right by me, helping keep me calm before my daughter would get there 20 minutes later. And he was just the nicest man, and we had some giggles about some things. And come to find out, the lady who hit me came to my car as well, and she apologized. So that's another wonderful miracle that she was taking accountability for what she did. But I asked him too, I said, now who, even before she came, I said, who ran the red light? And he said, she did, and I thought, oh my gosh, it could have been the other way around. It really could have been the other way around. And when she came to apologize, she just said, I've just had the worst week. She says, I'm from Illinois. She lives in Illinois. And she was here to pick up her 80-year-old mother to move her to Illinois. And the mother didn't want to have any of it, really. And so they were having a little dispute in the car, and not really. And she says, I saw a green light. And she says, by the time I entered the intersection, I realized it was your green light. And I'm so sorry, So that made things a whole lot easier that she claimed responsibility for that. And at the end of all of this, I did end up hugging her. I said, it could have very easily been the other way around. And so compassion was just there for everybody on that day. So it turned out really pretty well. So I would like us to talk or do a meditation on mindfulness, because when you find yourself distracted anytime during the day, this is a good, quick few minutes just to clear your mind and to focus on something that you do have control over, which is yourself and your breathing. So if we can dim the lights, that would be great. And I would invite you just to lower your gaze or close your eyes and start taking those longer, deeper breaths. And I would invite you to breathe into a count of 3 and release to a count of 6. And I want you to do that about 5 times on your own. And as you're breathing, I want you to feel the chair beneath you and know that you are here in the sanctuary at Unity of Omaha. And as you're breathing, I want you to feel the air move in and out of your lungs. Very slowly, very deeply, clearing your mind just to focus on your breathing. You might notice that the breath is cooler on the way in and warmer on the way out. You're calming your body now. And maybe you feel your heart beating. And maybe you feel the pulse in your neck, becoming so aware of your body and how relaxed it is at this point. And we often run through life on autopilot. And when you find yourself doing that, you can always take a few minutes just to breathe in and breathe out. In and out. And in every situation, every difficult situation, you can find some peace in it. A lot of times, the support is there when you need it. When my daughter got to the accident scene, she said, "Mom, I think you should text Reverend Brenda because she's going to be worried that you didn't come to the meditation." And I did. I texted her, and I texted Pramila, the meditation leader that week. And I got an immediate prayer back, a prayer of support from Reverend Brenda. I really felt supported that day by the other driver, by the bystander. And when my daughter arrived, I had that support. And my sister-in-law arrived, and I had her support. And support is always there for you. And for the next couple of minutes, I invite you to think of those people in your life that support you. If you'd like to put a hand over your heart, you're doing this as a heartfelt, heart-centered meditation. You may silently want to say their name and send them love. For those people who support you during trying times. And we know we always have the support of the divine within us, around us, expressing as us, because we are never alone in any crisis. Life flows more easily when you can hold compassion, love, and gratitude in your heart. And so as you slowly come out of this meditation, carry these higher vibrational energies with you today, these love, peace, and gratitude. And we say silently, all is well, I am safe. And so it is. Amen. Thank you.
Good morning, Unity of Omaha. My name is Sonia Tuch Bryant, and I'm your prayer chaplain for today. Instead of the daily word, I was encouraged to share my story of survivorship over the last 4 years. So, on September 24th of 2021, I received the news that I had stage 3 inflammatory breast cancer. All along, I had that deep knowing, even in that moment, that there is that greater power. I did not have a church. And so I'd like to share with you about how I arrived here today. Usually I talk about who am I, why am I here? I'd like to tell you about how did I get here? Because they said right away, don't look up the statistics. Don't look up how this might turn out. And they didn't know that I just received a PhD in health promotion and disease prevention, which out of all things, and I was like, of course I'm looking this up. And it was something like a 50% chance of standing here, being able to share this story with you today. And here I am, and I'm disease-free. Thank goodness. So I was determined to live. You know how you start taking on the fight mode and you really start fighting this cancer. I remember my husband Curtis is here today. He was my strongest and continues to be my strongest supporter, and I just would like for you to give him a hand because he is a big part of why I'm still standing here today. You know, I did not have good church experiences up until that time, and I knew that I had to find that inner knower kept speaking to me to look. And so I started chemotherapy like the week after I was diagnosed because it was so aggressive. And been seeking that faith belief. And right around Christmas of 2021, a friend of mine posted about Unity of Omaha. It might have even been the Christmas service. It was one of the December services. And I was sold. I was like, wow, this is great. I need to find out more about this. What is this? And I didn't know this was called New Thought or anything. So I started speaking just life into every cell of my body, remembering my wholeness and affirming my perfect health. And I just kept doing that. And I'll tell you, it was just one of those things that it just becomes a part of you and you get so convinced. And along the way, it was announced that there was going to be a new membership class. And I was like, well, I need to know, how does this work? I need to take this class. But I was still going through chemo. It was COVID. I wasn't able to really get out into the community. So I was online. I was just lurking, you guys. And so I had big surgery in February of 2022. I was still lurking online. And Brenda announced, you know, this is your last chance, like membership classes are coming up. And I still wasn't really able to go out. And so Curtis connected with Reverend Brenda, and the bookstore was closed, but it was like that day that when classes were starting. And she met him, opened up the bookstore, and he got me the books that I needed to take this class. So I walk around affirming my wholeness and my perfect health. And I'll tell you, everyone is not receptive to this because I'm also in a support group of cancer survivors. And I'm like, no, I'm affirming my wholeness, my perfect health. And this lady says to me, we are not perfect health. And I'm like, ooh. So I go to Reverend Brenda. I'm like, how do you survive being Unity? And she's like, one of the things she said is, we have nothing to prove and nothing to defend, right? And I'm like, so yeah, I know what to say now. I'm going to take this out into the community. So I go through trimodal treatment, and I'm still online for the most part. I finished radiation in June of 2022, and I was just ready to go meet Unity down in Unity Village. And a friend of mine, we packed in, she's like, yeah, I'll go with you. And we went down, and I got to see Unity Village, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. And we stayed for the service, and it was just so uplifting. And I had about an inch of hair at that point, and I also had an expired passport. So I'm a German American, and the German consulate is down in Kansas City, and so I really wanted to renew my passport, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to make this like a me time and a wellness 3 days. I'm like, okay, appointments on Thursday, I'm just going to do my thing, do the IKEA and the meatballs and all this. And then I'm going to go to Unity Village, right, on Sunday. And then after the service, I'll drive back. So I park my car. I walk into the sanctuary. And there's, Karen Drucker on the stage. And I'm like, wait, do I need a ticket to be here? And everyone's just singing beautifully, and it was powerful service. And I'm like, what is this? And this lady is spelling to me the Empower Music Festival. And I'm like, the what? I'm like, how do I search them? I'm like looking it up. I'm like, this is a thing? She's like, yeah, it's our last day. And I'm like, you all do this for days? Like, oh my goodness, I got to come back, you know? And it was amazing. And I walked out of there and I remember calling Curtis. I'm like, you'll never believe what I just ran into. Like I'd stumbled upon New Thought music that way. And I was like, I'm learning the guitar. Might sing, we'll see. But I'm learning the guitars. I've been practicing the guitar. I've been immersing myself in positive music. And, also listening to a lot of Faith Rivera along the way. And I got to meet her. And I'm not sure if it's on the next slide, but there's a photo of me meeting. This is the other thing. Right before I went down to Unity Village, I met Faith Rivera here, and I did not make the connection. I'm like, oh, cool. I think I know her song. And then she sang God Is up here, and I just so in love with her. And got to actually reconnect. So I had about, the one on the right is the 2022 photo. 2022 September, I had just enough hair to go get a passport in Kansas City. And then that's on the left is actually this year. I got to reconnect with her at the Empower Music Festival. And, I just started, Lashana started she's like, I'm like, would you, do you teach adults? And she's like, yeah, I teach adults. And I'm like, she's taking a chance on me, And so Faith Rivera remembers me. She comes right up to me, and she invites me to her song circle this past September. And I was really, you know how you pick your things, you go to a conference and you pick the things that you go to, and I wasn't really planning on going to a circle because I didn't have a song. Usually you go and you present a song that you wrote and everybody hears it. So I was gonna do the Karen Drucker workshop. But after that I was like, well, I'm going to song circle. And I get there, and we've actually been practicing Call to Be by Faith Rivera as part of lessons. I'm like, yeah, well, she's like, you got a song? I'm like, not really, but can I sing your song? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, awesome, let's do that. So that's what I'm going to be presenting to you next is a song by Faith Rivera, and it's entitled Called to Be. And it's just a song that I deeply, 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 deeply connect to. I'm going to take a drink. I am called to be a healer for all humanity. I am called to be a dreamer, believe in what can be. I am called to be a maker, be an instrument of peace. I am called to be a giver, of abundance I receive. I am called to be a prayer, living out the truth I seek. I am called to be everything I am called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. I am the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be. You are called to be a mother, to nurture family. You are called to be a brother, be a strength in times of need. You are called to be a neighbor, see a friend in all you meet. You are called to be a leader, to build community. You are called to be a prayer, living out the truth you seek. You are called to be everything. You are called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. You are. Can you please turn the mic? I can't hear myself. I'm so sorry. The mic, so I can hear myself up here. I'm so sorry.
She needs more monitor, John.
I'm so sorry. Thank you very much. That's helpful. Would you all mind if I started over? Thank you so much. All right. Can we start over, please? Okay. I am called to be a healer for all humanity. I am called to be a dreamer, believe in what can be. I am called to be a maker, be an instrument of peace. I am called to be a giver, of abundance I receive. I am called to be a prayer, living out the truth I seek. I am called to be everything. I am called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. I am the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be. You are called to be a mother, to nurture family. You are called to be a brother, be a strength in times of need. You are called to be a neighbor, see a friend in all you meet. You are called to be a leader, to build community. You are called to be a prayer, living out the truth you seek. You are called to be everything. You are called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. You are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be. We are called to be the kindness, set the broken-hearted free. We are called to be forgiveness, where pain has run too deep. We are called to be compassion, be the wind beneath each wing. We are called to make communion, only then can we succeed. We are called to be a prayer, living out the truth we seek. We are called to be everything. We are called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. You are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be. We're called to be. We're called Thank you guys, and thank you for tolerating my scratchy voice for a moment. I think that's what I get for practicing too hard this morning. Thank you.
Hi. Holy crap. Sorry. Hi, my name is Amy, and it's so lovely to see you. Do we have any newcomers today? Hi, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We are celebrating life today, which is such a cool thing. Thank you for stories of life. Thank you for stories of compassion. And we're going to continue that with what we're doing today, because we are making sugar skulls. Today is the last day of the weekend of Day of the Dead. That day, that experience where the veil thins and our loved ones get to come see us, where we get to experience that love. Anybody get any lovely visitations this weekend? Yeah, me too. Yep. Yeah, it was really quite lovely. So one of the things that I learned about Day of the Dead, because I didn't really know much about Day of the Dead. I knew the words and I knew the skulls and I thought they were pretty. But I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know it was about celebrating life. I didn't know it was about the cycle of life. I didn't know it was about death as just part of the gig, and it's a beautiful part of the gig. And so, James DeLay Freeman, Dillett, I always say delay, it's Dillett, said it a whole lot better than I can. By the way, I'm going to do a call out here for the Daily Word app. Did you know you can go all the way back to the first edition in 1924 and read what they read? Right? I know. It's kind of cool. So today, this is from July 8th from 1974. And it's on your app. It's pretty exciting. So this is what James had to say. He said, "Life is a road that winds among the hills of time. With every turn in the road, an old view vanishes, a new view appears. Life is a pilgrimage, a passage through eternity, a journey into the unknown. People are as travelers on a journey. Now we live in a world of light and darkness, life and death. The sun that rises in the morning seems to set in the evening. Yet, if we could rise out of the shadow of the earth, we would see that the sun is not truly set. It burns in the heavens always. Neither does the sun of life ever set. If we could rise high enough, we should see that life is a continuous process and that death is but the shadow cast by our earthiness. Beyond our day and night, our ebb and flow, our yea and nay, our good and evil, the eternal is eternally the same." And I loved that. I thought that was beautiful. In my life, there's been a huge loss and there's been huge grief, but there's also huge love and there's huge gratitude. And I'm so grateful to Unity that teach me that those concepts go together, that those things come together, that life and death come together, that it's a beautiful journey and it never ends. So we're making sugar skulls today. We are going to make colorful, beautiful sugar skulls today. We are going to celebrate the life that we lived, the life that our loved ones lived, the life that they are still living. We are celebrating today, guys. So have fun. Have a good time. I'm loving to see all the colors that we're about to do. And we're in good shape. Okay, everybody, let's have a good time. Thank you so much.
right, everybody, we're ready to, you can stay where you are and finish up, but let's get on with the next part of our service. And we want to thank Amy. This is our last art and service for this year. And hasn't it been a lot of fun? We've got some really cool things, so let's give her a hand. Yay, thanks, Amy. All right, so this is the part of our service where we hope you're fed and, you go home with a happy heart. And this is our time to support Unity of Omaha with our gifts, our tithes, our offerings, our love, our support. So there's numerous ways to do that. So we can do it through snail mail. We can go to the website, unityofomaha.org, or we can go to text, just a minute, 402-543-5339. Can't read quite that far. And so that is, and then those that are here in the sanctuary, we can come up and put your offering in the goblet. Be sure to take an affirmation, which is your guide for your week. And just remember, Arlene's going to be here at 3 o'clock on Monday to help clean up the outside with hot cider. So if you want to come and drink cider, so be it. And our affirmation is, I am grateful for the abundance that surrounds me.
Down around the corner, a half a mile from here, I see them old trains running, and I watch them disappear. Without love, where would you be now? Without love, you know I saw Miss Lucy down around the track. She lost her home and her family, and she's never ever coming back. Without love, hey, where'd you be right now? Hey, without love. Hey, well, Illinois is central in the southern central freight. You gotta keep on pushing, mama, 'cause you know we're running late. Without love, hey, where'd you be right now? Now, 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 now. Without love. All right, come on, give it up. We need a band to come on, come on, come on. Come on, Michael, what you got for us? What you got for us? Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, you better play, boy. Hey. Come on, what you got for me, sir? Y'all give it up for this hot band over here in the corner. Yeah. Here we go, here we go. Hey, well, the Illinois is central in the southern central freight. You better keep on pushing, mama, 'cause you know we're running late. Without love, were they on it? Where would you be right now? Without love, where would you be? Nah, 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 nah. Turn it up, turn it up. gotta keep on moving. Hey, gotta keep on moving. You gotta keep on moving. Yeah, yeah. Sounds so good in here. Watch me. Without love, woo, where would you be now?
Wow, where would we be without the love of our beautiful music team? Thank you so much, you guys. Wow, I was just grooving away and dancing with y'all. I was dancing. So let's bless these tithes, gifts, and offerings. Let's just bless each other. I mean, bless the love that we have for our community, the friendship and love that we have with each other. We are so incredibly blessed to be here. You know, I love you all so much. So let's bless these tithes and gifts and offerings given in love and support, and just send them out to the community, to the city of Omaha, to all that's down at Unity Village, and just be so blessed because we are. Amen. The prayer chaplain, Sonia, will be in the Peace Chapel today after services. So if you need to be held in prayer or just held in love, go see her afterwards. And the prayer for transformation. So I'll have everybody stand up. And we're all going to say this together with heart. So the light of God is in me. The love of God moves through me. The power of God transforms me. And the presence of God is who I am. Wherever I go, God is, and all is well. And you know, remember, all is well. We're always connected to Spirit. All right, go out and have a great day.
Thank you.